as a CFO is there's only so much time you are afforded in that seat. Right? The average life expectancy of a CFO is not getting longer. So the most important decisions that have to be made are capital allocation, right? So when you go back to what are the three things, to me, there aren't really three equally balanced capital allocation choices. It starts with number one. The number one responsibility of a CFO is to allocate capital. If you don't do that right, the investors, the board, your stakeholders, everyone else on the management team will not let you allocate capital into any other strategic categories or other returns to investors. My advice is one of the first things a new CFO should do is look at the tools that will make them successful. And a tool like Finario, where you're allocating capital, will make CFOs more successful. It will. And that will make the organization more successful. So it's not a decision that should be delayed because you'll get busy with other things, other priorities, and it may get pushed to the side when it shouldn't be. So if you can push that framework down, everybody's on the same page. It takes the anxiety away. I know where to focus, and I know where growth investment decisions are being encouraged. I know how important maintenance is and safety and other things. You can really distribute that intel through the system down to the organizational levels where those people are sitting there wondering, what do they want? What are we focusing on? Obviously, you're looking at projects as they come up, but then you need to step back. Say, how big is the maintenance budget? How big is the growth budget? How much organic revenue are we really driving with all of these? And we put it back together. What's the ROIC on this year's capital budget? You can't do that in Excel quickly. But with a tool like Finario, you have visibility to all of that real time with drill down functionality and visibility as projects come in. You have not only the drill down of the current performance, but you can also see some of the history of those expenditures. You have no history in the Excel universe, right? You're just flying blind and flying real time. And having additional tools that I know Finario has that allow, kind of budget owners, if you will, to add a risk metric and a risk variable, and is huge, because that is a piece of the puzzle that has never really been fully implemented into Capex decision making. Is how do you quantify the risk that you've baked in to the decision that you're proposing, in a bottoms-up budget process? What is your risk assessment? And that's really, I think that's a game changer piece of the puzzle. One of the biggest challenges of finance is people, right? There just aren't enough talented finance resources, particularly in areas like FP&A. So if you give them good tools to do their core job, and again, capital allocation, capital deployment, capital investment decision making, to me is still job one in finance. Give the team the best tools to do that efficiently so that they do that very well. Then they can free up time to do other things that can help grow the business strategically, to help the function operate more efficiently, to take on additional responsibilities, or to have a better work-life balance.